What is good? What is good? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? S- How's everybody doing today? So I hope you all can hear me uh loud and clear. I hope you all can hear me loud and clear. All right, everybody. So today, I usually do the 1/3 show, usually at 8:30, um, usually at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I decided today just to do a little session with with the folks, just to kick back, relax, talk to the chat. Because I want to take like a couple of you know maybe this week and another week off. Hey, how you doing? Ori, how you doing? Yeah, I just wanted to talk to the chat, seeing how y'all guys are doing, and just have a little session. I got the link if y'all just want to talk, have a good time. Because it's been a whole bunch of stuff going on lately. I dropped some links to a couple of couple of things that I wanted to talk about on the show, on the 1/3 show, but I decided maybe we need a little change of pace a little bit, because the protesting, the liberating, where do we go from here? Because we you notice that the energy has died down a lot in the past couple of weeks. Um, and it's died down in the past couple of weeks. People are not doing as much as they were when they were doing it, and they've kind of calmed down a lot, and that's okay. That's fine because it's it's progression, it's nature, and things were going to happen. We're going to start the 1/3 show again. After next week, we'll start it up again, and we'll keep it going, because I know you guys like that type of commentary and stuff like that. But I like to kind of bring some balance, because sometimes there has to be uh, light at the end of the tunnel, and where do we go from here? What I don't want to happen is I don't want us to lose sight of the goal. And the goal and the end goal is not just to get some type of policy, but the end goal is for the policy to stay enacted, someone to follow through with these policies and to enforce these policies. Because we got policies all the way on the books. There's a constitution, there's a Emancipation Proclamation, there's a Civil Rights Act, there's affirmative action, and for some reason, we always get these people to come on and to jump lock and step in our movement. They always latch on our movement, and then they come out using our movement or benefiting from us more than we do. So let me give you a perfect example. The the movement, the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement was actually started by a black woman. Um, if y'all don't know, the Me Too movement started by a black woman, and the people that benefited the most from the Me Too movement were white women. Yeah, white women. Um, and she started it for all women. She was, but the people that got the most benefit out of it were white women. And then what's happened now is they've weaponized that thing to the max. They've weaponized it to the max, and now it is actually caused an adverse effect on a lot of things. And every time you look in the news, some guys getting charged with something, and rightfully so, or whatever. But you're going back past the statutes of limitations, way past the statutes of limitations. And this is not helping people that actually go through these sexual assaults and things of this nature. because there's, due process and things of that nature. And I think these people should be coming to justice, but in reality, things don't always work out, right? The bad guy doesn't get caught at the end of the day. The good guy doesn't ride off into the sunset. Um, heroes are talked about after they're dead, not while they're here. These are realities, and for us to change these realities, we have to accept the reality in which we're in, so we can go about and changing them. So that brings me to the point of us black folk, and what I mean about it is us black folk. Um, we have to understand that, okay, now the liberating is done. You can't burn down everything, like these statues, right? People like tear them down, but if they tear them down and they get rid of them, then that means that that's history, right? A lot of people walk past those statues every day and did not care one iota what it was, or most people don't even look at history like that. I like history. I like reading through history, but history tells you where the country was, because if you get rid of that history, then they can always claim that it never existed. 3, 4 generations from now, they can remove whatever reparations or whatever you need it, because the history is gone and been tucked away. Those statues have been melted down, broken, torn down. What they need to do is they need to, if they're going to take down the statues, don't destroy them, put them in a museum. And this is a part of American history, right? Put those things in a museum, put those statues there, and show what our leaders were about and what they still are. I'm like, we have a president right now that they say he's like he's not the most racist president. It's just that, he can't, he's not, well, you can't even say he's not media savvy, because he's very well media savvy. Because if you think about it, if you put down his his qualifications, there's none. There's absolutely none. Like he has no qualifications at all to be president of the United States. Would you trust this president to have the codes to the nuclear missiles? If there was not a lot of checks and balances in place, he would just be bombing and blowing up stuff left and right. If there was not checks and balances in place. So I do say again, how did he get there? And he's media savvy. He says so much egregious stuff that now you're numb to it, right? You really are numb to it. So, now while we're waiting for people to come on to the panel, I'm just going to take a minute to thank a couple of people that came through. JustaskChar, the first lady of our sector of YouTube, have built a lot of panels. She has a show with DJMuziq. On Wednesday night on the beat with the Supreme Elder DJMuziq on GSRN radio. Please check that out. We have Neek here from the Ebony Star Network. Salute to you and hoorah to Neek. And they do Ladies Night on Saturday nights, if I'm not mistaken. And also JustaskChar, she does her JustaskChar show on Friday nights on her channel. Char, if you could drop those times and things in there, if you may, please. We have Ori here. Thank you, Ori, for stopping by, showing your support. Most definitely, thank you for showing your support. And to everybody else, and to everybody that is a part of the Gray regime, salute to you all, and salute to everybody that's watching. So usually this is not the usual show. I know it's not the bells and whistles, but I just wanted to just do some raw talking, just talking about some current events. And some things that I just wanted to, just speak about, and, make some lighthearted stuff, also, as we go. So welcome to the session. This is a little thing I like to do. I'll probably do these maybe like twice a month, just to give a little break on the gloom and doom of the 1/3 show, because it's more of a learning thing, but it's more of a thinking thing. But sometimes you just got to entertain people and have a good time with things. We got to have some balance in our life. But congratulations, to my family and stuff, because me and my wife, we welcomed another grandchild, a boy. So my middle son, he's married. Ha 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 ha. So my middle son, he's married. He doesn't have a baby mama. He is married, and we went to see his 2-bedroom apartment and things of that nature. So his wife is now recovering, and she'll be out of the hospital in 6 days. So I two of my oldest sons. They have children now, and they're living their life. I still have a younger son, a 16-year-old, and yeah. So as a parent, I am very proud that I raised my boys and they're taking care of the children and they have a wonderful relationship with their children's mother. And they're married and they are enjoying life. Well, as much as possible with this pandemic that's going on. Um, so so this is it was is just something it happens around Father's Day and stuff. I was looking around Facebook, social media and stuff like that. I'm not on Instagram as much as I would uh like to be. Hey Oni, how you doing? Thank you. I would like to, like I was looking around Facebook and I was seeing a lot of brothers out there, and a lot of people. I have a lot of friends on Facebook. I like 4,000 something friends, but I'm also, in the music industry also. But I was watching all these people put up these sayings and stuff like that. And it was one brother, and he put up something, and it was really funny. It was really funny, but I think it was hilarious. But I would like, let me see if I can find it. Um, you know, if I can find it, so you guys, guys can hear it. Um, I like this guy Ron Davis because he's really funny to me. Um, he's really funny. He's a funny guy to me. Everything is simple, and it's just simple. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Listen, I'm not even 40 yet, right? So I'm not 40 yet. My kids are grown, so they're grown. They're grown. I'm not 40 yet, so I don't like the grandpa title. That's like, I feel old. You know what I mean? Like I feel old. Like grandpa, like should be like 50 or something. Like I'm like, I'll be like 39 in September. So I was like, but by by the time they get old enough to know who grandpa really is, then it's a thing. Oh, welcome to the panel, Supreme Commander Cerulean Grey. What's going on?
Well, greetings, esteemed Dre.
Hey, greetings. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if everybody in the chat, can y'all hear? Can everybody? Well, I guess we all can hear you now, right? So, greetings, Cerulean.
Greetings.
Yeah. So,
how are things?
things are going pretty well. You got a little reverb in the back.
Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to show everybody this thing about Father's Day with Ryan Davis. The YouTube gods, please do not come down and smite me. Please don't come down and smite me.
All right, how am I coming in now?
You're coming in pretty good. You're coming in pretty good. There you go. Yeah. Hold on.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. Let me do this. Hope everybody can. Okay, cool. Everything's good now. Oh man. Hold on. Let me do this. All right. So I'm gonna play this. I hope you guys can hear it. Give them the best advice you've ever given from your soul that they will undoubtedly not even listen to and completely waste your time. Cerulean, have you ever ran into that?
It's actually low for me.
It's actually low for you? Hold on, let me check everybody. Is that low for y'all, everybody? Okay, it's probably because hold on. What's it? Yeah, I got the multi-output going on. Let's see. They said they can hear you. Need more value. Man, I gotta get this thing situated here. Hold on, let me try this then. Let me try this.
A scholar. That's right, a mentor, a bank, a provider. You're supposed to be a therapist. If your kids need advice, they should be able to come to you and you give them the best advice you've ever given from your soul that they will undoubtedly not even listen to and completely waste your time. All right? And if, even better, even though you have absolutely no training or no exposure.
Can y'all hear that?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay, so it's louder now, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
To martial arts. You are expected to protect the whole family. Why? Because you're dad. So if somebody breaks into the house, you're expected to bare knuckle brawl with them on your family's behalf. All right? Kids ain't gonna help you. Mom ain't gonna help you. Nobody's gonna help you. They're just gonna look at you and go, Dad, you got it. If somebody breaks in your house through the back door, common sense says call the police and walk through the front door. Everybody's safe. The only thing that's in danger is our stuff. Nope. Dad is always expendable. That's right. Dad is supposed to die first. That is your job as a father. And what do you get for that? What do you get for that? A number one dad t-shirt or a mug or a tie. You know how insulting that is? Y'all don't know how to give gifts, all right? Dads, this is what you do today. It's your day. It's your day. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. This is your day, all right? This is the gift that you give fathers for Father's Day. Shut up. Don't say nothing to him. Don't even tell him Happy Father's Day. Make him food. He shouldn't have to go to the kitchen once. Sit down. Let him sit down and just watch whatever you want to watch and eat. Don't say hey to him. Don't ask him for nothing. Don't nothing. If something needs to be fixed around the house or something needs to be done, figure it out. Figure it out. But you leave that man alone. Oh, if we give him the silent treatment, what kind of gift is that? The best gift. Leave that man alone. If anyone shares this video with you or tag you in this video, that means they respect you as a father. But what they should not be doing is talking to you while they're sharing this video with you. You are appreciated, sir. You are appreciated, sir. Don't let nobody talk to you today. Do whatever it is you want to do, and you shouldn't have to pay for your food, or you should be having food delivered to you all day. It is your day. And since I'm a father, and no one can tag me in this video or share it with me because I made it, how about y'all, slide me $1 in my Cash App? You know what I mean? Enough of y'all do it. I might be able to buy a number one dad t-shirt.
I just wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying, for the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Moving around to all the guys that stepping in for those baby daddies. The uncles, the grandfathers, you know what I'm saying, the coaches, the mentors, the father figures out there, even if they're not your blood children, the stepfathers, the people that are actually accurately in their children's lives, whether they're yours biologically or not. Happy Father's Day or belated Father's Day to you, esteemed gentlemen.
Yeah, it's fathers matter. It doesn't matter if it's a biological father or a stepfather. As far as I'm concerned, one and the same.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw a lot of it, because I heard it was a guy, man, that I had on a friend I got on Facebook, man, and he was talking. He was like, man, I wish, people have that same energy that they have for Mother's Day, right? And I was like, then identify as a toaster and be a mom then, bro. Like, is your family straight? Yeah. Then that's all you need. What are you talking about?
You know, there is a reason why we've historically treated mothers better than fathers. One, they got to carry your motherfucking ass for 9 months.
Man, who you telling? Who you telling? They got carried for
Be my fucking guest. Be my fucking guest. Have your fucking urethra stretched out the size of a fucking bowling ball.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
All that pain, you can have that.
man, look. What I tell people a lot of times is,
you know what I tell people is this.
Yeah.
I want you to take a balloon, fill it up with water, right? And then I want you to take a needle and poke a hole in it, right? And then I want you to push a bowling ball through that needle hole. Like, I mean, you want to be celebrated like the mothers. I mean, there you go.
Man, listen, bro. Look, if I stub my toe, like, you know, when you walking around the room with bare feet and you hit your toe on that little piece on the bottom of the bed, and it just right? Like, imagine dealing with that for like 8 months. All your toes swelling up, your ankles are swelling up. You know, you got this thing inside of you moving around, touching nerves and pelvises and on spinal cords, and it's always moving. And then it make you go to the bathroom when it feel like it. You know, you got an alien in your body, right? Like, it don't want that. It got you eating stuff you'll never eat. Like, you know, is when people don't realize, and this is the thing, this is one of those things in nature where it's a good thing about being a man, is that you as a man, because you do not carry a child, you get to imprint yourself on the child after it's born.
Well, yeah, there's that, but the reasons why we've always treated mothers with a little sensitivity, specialness. One is, they carried us for a long time, right?
Yeah,
and it's kind of an appreciation of whose hole you came out of. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, they don't have anything else in the world. All of the wealth, power, influence flows from male to female.
That's true.
Kind of like to give them something, right?
Yeah.
At the very least, some fucking appreciation.
Exactly. You know, it's like I tell people, I say, look, man, as I hear a lot of people crying, right? Like a lot of guys crying on Father's Day, and they doing all this other stuff. And I said, man, like, look, my family, my kids came up and said Happy Father's Day to me, and my wife said it, and we got a good, she cooked a good meal. I didn't have to do nothing. She made a smoothie, and it was peace. It was quiet in the household. Like, I got to sit up there all day, do whatever the hell I want. Everybody was quiet. Left me the hell alone. They didn't ask me to do nothing. My wife would say, hey, I'm going to the store. You want something? Or whatever, right? Made my coffee, made my beverage, and I was fine. I was like, it was nothing crazy going on, and I didn't care. I didn't care for nothing to be crazy going on, because for the first, like, it's like one day out of the year, as a man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. There's nobody at the door. There's no bills. There's no work, no nothing, and you appreciate it, but you appreciate it in a different form And with me, what I'm saying, I got 3 boys, and then 2 of them are fathers now. So just having that conversation, and and I had that conversation with my son, and I was like, you see that little person right there? He's like, yep, that's all the world cares about. Is that person that's in the bed, and the little person is next to him. And your job is to make sure that they're protected. And anything that you want personally comes last. And when I mean last, it's the little person, and it's the woman, and it's the household total. Then yours is like last. So it's a lot of responsibility. And you know what he told me? He said, but I had a great teacher. And I said, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that I messed up on. So, use it as a basis, and do your best to figure it out. And luckily, I'm not too old that I can help you out as much as possible. But you know what also I told him, Cerulean?
What's that?
I'm going to spoil the hell out of them and send them home to you hyped up on sugar. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to be all about that life. I'm going to be all about that life. That's the good thing about having kids that's not yours over your house. You can send them home. Oh, God.
It's just an awkward thing to me to hear guys say, man, I wish they had the same energy for the fathers. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Every other fucking day of the year is yours.
Yeah. Figure it out. If you're like, to me, basically, being like, like a father and stuff like that, and and it comes in different tones. Like, my biological father, I'm like, I only met the man like 3 times. Like that I remember, right? As a father and stuff like that. But I had a stepfather for a little bit, but it was my uncles. My uncles showed me a lot. They showed me a lot. Like, they showed me about dating, about hard work, um, um, accountability, how to deal with women, good and bad ways. You know what I'm saying? Having all these men in your life, as a village as they raising you, I got to saw both sides, right? I got to see the I run stuff in the household, and I got to see, well, the wife kind of runs stuff in the household. And just because a man, and then I got this, my uncle, that's still here, he was the silent, right? We call him silent but deadly.
Yeah.
When he spoke, it wasn't loud. He didn't raise his voice, but the whole house was quiet, could feel it, right? It was just that. And that right there was, my aunt, man, she's the typical strong, opinionated Black woman. But my uncle would say, that's enough. And when he said that was enough, she would just be quiet. Like, be quiet, right? And even if she was right, he would say that's enough. And she was just, oof, that was it, right? And that alone, when you see something like, you like, I want that. I want that. Like, I don't want all this and all this other stuff, right? Because when you look at like television, right? None of the, growing up in the 80s, the TV dads, right? The only TV dad that you really had was like James Evans Jr., right? And they killed him off. Right? They killed him off. Like, Bill Cosby was like a pushover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a pushover. You can look at Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince. But if you're talking about a TV dad that set the household, it was James Evans Jr.
Yeah.
And that was the prototypical black father. Like when there was a black father in the home, that was that old school, silent but deadly black father.
Yeah, I mean that's the. It just seems kind of awkward. Like maybe the roles really have changed. Like you got a dude saying he wants to be treated like a woman.
Mm.
Yeah, like, well, do you have a pussy that somebody can stick a baby in?
Hey.
Yeah, not asking for me. I'm just saying, you want to be treated like a woman.
No, for real. Like I'm the same way. Like, when people set up there and say, people like dudes was getting offended, about a couple of things, about people talking about, how you see sometimes women will say up there, Happy Father's Day to me because I'm the mama and the daddy and all that stuff. And guys were getting offended by, certain people getting offended. And I was like, look, why are y'all getting offended? Right. But then I saw a group of women, like the surge of women since of recent events. I saw the surge of women come out and start chin checking some of these women. Because I used to see that for like 5-6 years ago. I used to see it a lot, but I didn't really see it this time.
I don't really get mad at that.
I don't get mad at it either. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't care. Like, and that kind of embarrasses them a little bit too.
Because if you're not a derelict Negro male, that kind of a statement wouldn't even begin with. But it's like a lot of these dudes that do get mad at that, I have to really ask where, their head is at because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Though it's a ridiculous statement,
Mm-hmm.
it's perfectly reasonable that a woman who raised her son or her kid on her own should feel like that. I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. And why is that? Because derelict Negro males exist. And the Negro did not go derelict, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have to, play both roles. He wouldn't have to.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She definitely wouldn't have to. And it's one of those, it's one of those things where, once you understand, like from a standpoint of, okay, she has to play both roles. She's having a problem. She's throwing a shot. She's exuding that. But the people that need to do anything and get into that conversation with her are her own sisterhood. And what I've noticed, where there was one woman, she said it, and I looked at the comments, and and then after about 36 comments, she deleted the post, and it was nothing but women going in on her. Right. And what I started to notice is that we're starting to have this self-accountability with each other that we need as folk, as black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to, tell every, just thank the men out there. Happy, Father's Day, for stepping in, raising children, you know what I'm saying? And if you say, well, they're not mine, no, they're yours because the village raises children. This is not a singular job. And we've realized after this whole pandemic that you need a village to survive. Like people need each other. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you didn't realize that
whole argument, right? Because they ran on this argument that the only thing that exists in the black community is black women and children. Like made by whom?
Made by whom, right?
Like, did all of them get fucking in vitro fertilization, or I mean,
No, man.
that's all the more reason why you should be kissing a black woman's ass, because you just said that she was the Virgin fucking Mary.
Man,
All these fucking cases of immaculate conception. We must really do have a special type of woman.
yes, we do. The immaculate conception, like you know, and listen, let's and this is me just saying like this, right? Okay, if we're having this case, like actually, compared to the numbers, people are not having enough kids, right? Compared to the numbers, right?
If we
Like
look,
birth rate's actually down.
America is like highly underpopulated.
Yeah. America is highly underpopulated. Now, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to bring this to your attention, Cerulean, right? This is a news article, and I know how you feel about these things, so I wanted to bring this to your attention. And when I mean bring this to your attention, there is a U.S. soldier. Did you hear about this? U.S. Army soldier charged in plot to ambush his unit overseas. Right. So let me read this article. I'm gonna read the tidbit of the article. The new top federal prosecutor in Manhattan on Monday announced her first case since the weekend's upheaval. The arrest of a U.S. Army soldier charged with plotting a deadly ambush of his unit in Turkey by extremists. In a release, acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss called Private Ethan Meltzer, 22, of Louisville, Kentucky, the enemy within. Now, I'm a bring something up here, Cerulean. Was it the Trump rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Yep.
Okay. Didn't the sister that got killed, was she in Louisville?
Yes.
Okay. The U.S. state's attorney, didn't he get removed by Barr, the attorney general?
Well, forced resignation, if I'm not mistaken.
Forced resignation, and then he said he wasn't going to leave, but you know they told him he had to leave. And then all of a sudden, this news comes out after the weekend, after the Trump rally.
Yeah.
Now his lawyers declined comment. Right? Strauss said he plotted to let members of an extremist group descend on his unit by providing details about his location and security arrangements. She identified the group he tried to work with as the Order of the Nine Angels, also known as O9A, described in a release as an occult-based neo-Nazi and racially motivated violent extremist group. Court papers also said that he researched terrorist groups, including the Islamic State. Now, Cerulean, this is
well, yeah, all of those groups, you know, like the that one is the Lone Wolves, you know, all of those groups are spinoffs of the White Aryan Resistance that was created by Tom Metzger. Yeah, the Order of the Nine Angels. You know, Tom Metzger, the White Aryan Resistance, he had a manifesto that was actually similar to the Gray Faulkner Initiative, putting his white supremacist terrorists in the military, on the police force. Now, he wrote that manifesto back in the 70s. That manifesto back in the 70s. That's how long they've been operating. White Aryan resistance was actually established sometime in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the doctrines that they adhered to was the lone wolf strategy. And lone wolf strategy is asymmetrical warfare in which one person plays a sacrificial lamb to protect his quote unquote brothers. Much the same way jihadist. And that was another thing that Tom Metzger often would praise radical Islamists, the jihadists and whatnot.
Mm.
And so that's where they stem from. Now they known about the manifesto since like mid 80s.
Mm.
The guy that blew up the Oklahoma government building.
Yeah.
White Aryan resistance connections.
And you notice they did they put that out?
We connect not only to the Oklahoma National Guardsmen, but also to the Oklahoma Sheriff and Police Force, which is how he actually got away with bombing the thing and only discovered years later.
Mm. Because they because I was bringing this up because this is the second instance. Because remember when during the liberation, right? I'm not going to call it like I'm gonna call it liberation. We call it liberation. During the liberation, they had another guy that was a white supremacist from the Boogaloo or whatever they call, and he was in the Air Force, and he gunned down those two federal security officers. And they were actually watching what people what y'all don't know is those federal security officers were actually armed guards over currency by the U.S. Treasury Office in California. Which y'all don't a lot of people don't understand why was he attacking, because when they do attacks, they attack strategic locations. You know, kind of like 9/11 in the World Trade Buildings.
Yeah.
So now what I was going to ask you, Cerulean, because he's in the military, they say he can basically, because for treason, and that's what he can basically, he's going to get charged for treason.
Yeah. Technically, because the location of where he was stationed at, he should have been actually executed on site.
On site, yeah, but we can't, in this day and age, this military, you can't do that, right? You can't execute. You got to actually go through the whole bells and whistles. And
why they didn't, right?
Huh?
Because the reason why they didn't, because this war wasn't an actual act of Congress.
Yeah.
And so the articles of war don't apply and hasn't applied during the global war on terror, which is the only reason why he didn't get executed on site.
But this is another thing that I wanted to bring up. They found this terrorist. Well, because he's a terrorist now, right? He did something against the Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. And he's getting prosecuted appropriately. And the USDA office. So they had probably they probably had whatever investigations they had with the military itself and the outside sources. The USDA had to get involved because this is a civilian group. Now, the one thing that I did not see is the president label them as a terrorist group.
Oh, you would have probably said, he's a really good guy. He just made a mistake and yada, 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 because we already know that Trump is a raving racist. Hey, he's not going to label people within his own demographic or his constituents as terrorists.
Exactly. As terrorists.
Daddy was a KKK member, which is why, the KKK, even though they are a terrorist group, a Christian-based terrorist group, and never labeled him a terrorist because, well, his daddy was a KKK member.
Yeah.
And see, these are his core constituents.
And we know. We know these are his core constituents. Right? Like he's one of those type of people that, you know, is blatantly obvious in your face, and then, you know, if people how should I say it? If people don't realize what they're looking at, or they kind of make an argument for him, you know, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you know what he is, and you know, you keep trying to defend him, and that's okay. And America is racist. It's a racist place to be. Like, you know, it's hypocritical of going to another country telling people they need to take care of their own people and they can't genocide and do all this other stuff when you're doing it in your own country. But that's because they don't see people other than white people in America, Americans. Right. You know, and if people don't admit to it, because they didn't, and now they're at this, you know, this wave point of something else. Right now, I like to go and look at something else and switch speeds. Now, this has to do with the George Floyd case, but this has to do with the George Floyd case, and so it's two things here. I'm gonna touch on this real quick. It's two things here, and it has to do with the George Floyd case. And let me find this here. Okay. So what we have here is a backlash to Asian American wife in Floyd case reveals disturbing truth. Now, this is Miss Minnesota. This is the officer in question that stood on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. But now they're saying, no, it wasn't 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It was 7 minutes and 46 seconds. Look, most people can't hold their breath for more than like 2 minutes. So he killed him, man. Right? But she's Miss Minnesota. Everybody take a good look. Can you see that, Cerulean?
Yeah, it was Miss Minnesota.
Was Miss Minnesota. So this was like 2018 when she was Miss Minnesota. And we did some math with the Supreme Elder and Char, and she was 40-some years old when she won Miss Minnesota. Crazy, right? And what it basically says is that the Asian community is outraged. As more details around the death of George Floyd are revealed, other developments, including the ex-officers charged with murder in the case, was married to a Hmong American woman. I don't, you know, have prompted discussion. It also led to the spate of hateful online remarks in the Asian American community around interracial relationships. The ex-officer Derek Chauvin, I guess that's how you say his name, was fired the day after Floyd's death and now faces murder and manslaughter charges. The day after his arrest, his wife, Kelly, filed for divorce, citing irreparable breakdown or something like that in the marriage. And she also indicated her intention to change her name. Of course, because she don't want people coming after her, right? The Chauvin's interracial marriage has stirred up strong feelings towards Kelly Chauvin among many, including Asian American men, over her relationship with a white man, including accusation of self-loathing and complicity with white supremacy.
Now,
good.
I want you to be clear about something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now she's a Hmong lady.
Hmong, yeah.
Now the reason why I don't feel sorry for this bitch, and I'm saying that in the kindest way possible. Let's say
Right. Let me bring it back up on the screen. So, all right, there we go. All right, so everybody can see it.
The reason I'm saying that is because this chick alienated her whole family to fuck with this white dude.
Ugh.
Okay? She alienated her whole family. And now, even what people in the Asian community are saying, told you not to mess with that white boy.
Yeah. Like they wouldn't have said anything had she still was in the community and helping the community and so forth. And I'm pretty sure you know, the doggy biscuit, right? And so if no one's noticed, my thumbnail has Uncle Ben on there, and that's Benjamin Carson. And what I wanted to get about in a roundabout way is to talk about the cootery, the rugged individualism.
Right now, and the thing is, and I know this is gonna sound awkward, but she actually pursued him, not the other way around.
Yeah. Yep. She, it was a come up for her, right? I'm like, because they said they met when he hit the force back in according to a brother, he was doing the it was on the DJMuziq's on the beat last week, and he played this brother's YouTube video about the Killer Cop series, and he was talking about Chauvin, and he was talking about when they met back in 2001. And they kind of scrubbed a lot of stuff off the internet because of what was going on. But I just wanted y'all to see this. I just wanted y'all to see it so y'all can understand what's going on. Because this is they'll they'll just put this underneath the radar and stuff. But the Asian community is now trying to distance itself. So maybe when y'all go into these stores, they won't be running around yelling, hurry up and buy, or chasing you around the store like you're going to steal something.
No. They're still gonna do that. Because I want to be clear, especially here in Minnesota. There's several different Asian groups here, because you have Indians, you have Hmong, then you have Vietnamese, then you have Lao. That's where the original Hmongs are from. They're from Laos.
Okay.
You have the traditionalists, and then you have the conformists.
Okay.
The family she's from is traditionalist. Her ideals are conformist. Traditionalists, it's not a lot of traditionalist Hmongs that own businesses. Traditionalists typically go into things like government, education, insurance, banking. That's why I could go to a Wells Fargo branch and see a bunch of Hmong people working there.
Okay. Makes sense.
They have Hmong schools. They have Hmong. They have their own insurance companies that they go to. They need insurance. They get it from a Hmong person. The traditionalists, they get their immigrant money and they shut the fuck up. And
stay out of the way.
And then they go and they don't have any business interests. They have more like education interests, government interests, because a lot of them do work for the government here. The conformists, they're the ones that they preach a lot of the same shit that they preach in the black community. Just open a business and everything gonna be fine. And those conformists are the ones that uphold their whole white supremacy. They don't care if their children swirl with non-Hmong groups. They'll tell them quick to stay away from a nigga.
Oh yeah, because like,
but they'll encourage them to go, especially the girls, to deal with the white boys. Traditionalist families, like I actually live down the street from a traditionalist family who is Hmong. They only deal with Hmong folk. You ain't gonna catch none of the dudes walking around with white women. You ain't gonna catch none of the females walking around with white dudes. Okay. They celebrate their holidays. You'll see them in their traditional Hmong robes and all of the the dress and the head wraps and all that other shit. Right? They have
walking around.
Whole fucking block be loaded with fucking tuner cars and shit.
Back in the food.
She's an outcast of the family, and Chauvin was basically kind of like the last resort. She had to kind of latch on to the dude because when she showed interest in the white boys, she got outcast. The family's traditional. And make no mistake, if they met 2001, what does that tell you? That she's just like him. She has the same views as he does. She's only fucking embarrassed about the shit now because this is the one he got caught for and went down for. If there was nothing that came out of this, you think she would have divorced that dude?
No. And she did it on purpose. She did it on purpose. Like, it wasn't like, she did it on purpose. She knew what she was doing. And it is what it is, right? Now before we continue with the gloom and doom, I like to take a break to show somebody something, to show us something, to get us some laughs. And I would like to do, just in between these, because we here for some, for some quality and some fun. This is a Who Mans Is This segment, right? I like to show who mans is this, show some funny. There's really no sound on this. But if all y'all in the chat, y'all can see this, hit a 1. But we're gonna play this, Cerulean. I think you get a kick out of this. Listen. I was surprised my man was moving that fast, right? Look at him. Look at my man. My man was moving. Look at him. Oh man, I think what I'm saying. I like to do that from time to time, man. Just bring in some funniness and stuff like that. Like he was hurt too. Look at him, man. That look right there. Look this. He was going down. Like he was moving. I think they was giving away something. I'm talking about he was gone. I'm like, he would have beat him too. Look at him. Nah. See, old dude was smart. You see this, Cerulean? You see old dude? Old dude right here?
Yeah.
He took his shoes off. you see that form? Check out that form. he leaning forward. He got that form going. My man got right here. And this is where he messed up at. Look old dude in the back. He ate all that, man. I think it's funny.
Bubba knew.
Hey, this is where this right here, man. All right. I'm done with that. Okay, all right. But yeah, I thought it was funny just to bring that up. I saw it earlier this week. But that's just for the Who Mans Is This segment. I thought it was funny, but let's get back to some more serious stuff. Now, Cerulean, did you know that the anonymous hackers, we welcome our esteemed Shadrakirsa, the angrier man. What's cracking, lacking? What's going on? Which Neek, oh man, Neek always with the commentary. We move out. I think Sean's getting getting his thing together. Kablawi, that's right, Kablawi. Yeah. So, did you notice, Cerulean, that the online hacker group, the Anonymous, they came through. So, and I'm gonna show you what they came through on. And let me see what they came through on. All right, here we go. So they came through, and this is what they came through on, Cerulean. Right? Hackers just leaked sensitive files from over 200 police departments that are searchable by badge number. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
So a hacktivist group on Friday published hundreds of gigabytes worth of potential sensitive files from police departments across the U.S. in the form of searchable database that can be sorted by officers' badge numbers. The leaked data stemmed from a security breach at the Houston-based web services company that maintains several law enforcement data centers, according to a memo obtained by the security reporter Brian Curbs. The files don't provide much information about police misconduct, but they do include emails that appear to show how police departments and the FBI have been monitoring protests across the U.S. The files include police department exchanging information about the clothes, tattoos, and Twitter handles of people at the protests.
Well, yeah, we've known that. That's, like I was telling you, like I got footage that I can't really show anybody.
Yeah, of course.
I can't publish shit on like YouTube or Twitch or any of that, because what they do is they take it through the facial recognition, and we've actually had a couple of brothers out in Minneapolis that actually had been visited, and they were only passing through.
Yeah.
During the daytime, because they discovered that this person was a friend with this person on Facebook or Twitter or something like that.
Yeah. See,
and they're all over Facebook, talking about this, like how they got visited by the police because of their Facebook contacts.
See, this is what I'm saying is that these are the things, because a lot of times I find these articles and stuff, I look in the bylines. So just to let you guys know, these are not like headlines. These are bylines. Like, I actually scroll all the way down when I'm on Yahoo, on CNN, or Fox News, or whatever, and I go look for things that actually connect. And these are the things that we should be paying attention to when you're reading the newspaper and stuff like that, because they actually put in actual real stories. They're just not headline news. All the headline stuff is propaganda and sensationalized stuff, but then the people that are trying to work their way up to the headlines are the people that are in the bylines, where they actually have to bring facts and certain things that people are not going to necessarily look at and see. But yeah, I'm like, this is proven facts that, what we've been saying, or, what, we've been talking about. And, when you're on some clandestine stuff, you have to be on. You have to be on that. Like you definitely have to be on it. So let's see. We got one more. Let's see. Police looking. Nope. No. Now here's another one. This is sad, but at the same time, we just sitting up here and talking. I wanted let me make sure you guys can see this. Let's see, you guys can see this. Okay, so then bring this next article up. Okay, so 20-year-old Robinhood customer dies by suicide after seeing a $730,000 negative balance. So a note found on his computer by his parents on June 12, 2020 asked a simple question. How was a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned almost millions of dollars worth of leverage? The tragic message was written by Alexander E. Kearns, a 20-year-old student, University of Nebraska, home from college and living with his parents in Naperville, Illinois. Earlier that day, Ernst took his own life. The Robinhood founders have since responded to Kearns' death by suicide, pledging major changes in their platform, especially around options of trading. Like so many others, Kearns took up stock investing during the pandemic, signing up with the millennial-focused brokerage firm Robinhood. Now, Cerulean, would you sign up with a brokerage firm called Robinhood?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just saying. So I'm gonna read the one more of this paragraphs and stuff like that. So, which offers commission-free trading, a fun and easy to use app, and even awards new customers free shares of stock. During the first quarter of 2020, Robinhood added a record 3 million new accounts to its platform as the COVID-19 market swung wildly. Kearns had begun experimenting trading options. His final note, filled with anger towards Robinhood, says that he had no clue what he was doing. In fact, a screenshot from Kearns' mobile phone reveals that while his account had a negative $730,000, $165,000 cash balance displayed in red, it may not be representative uncollateralized indebtedness at all, but rather his temporary balance until the stocks underlying his assigned options actually settle in his account. Now, what this is what they were using young people to do was to be runners in the stock market. Right? Floor runners. Like really remember Trading Places?
Oh, yes.
So was this a sell? Get your butt back in there. Sell. You know, when he had his brother had that damn heart attack. Your brother, fuck him. Sell. Like, I'm not, his suicide is not funny, but at the same time, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Your thoughts on this, Cerulean?
Our first thing is that why the fuck hasn't the executives over at Robinhood been indicted for securities fraud? Because that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, that's what it was, right? His parents pretty much got paid off, right? Now, this is in Forbes. Now, I'm letting y'all know these are credible sites that I'm finding this. I'm not finding this on the Huffington Post, and I'm making sure that I do my research to make sure these things are credible, right? And these credible sites, I'm making sure everything's credible and there's no issues and nothing like that. But you said like it should have been fraud, man. It's like they don't take a commission fee. Like, but the house always wins, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's basic. It's your classic example of securities fraud.
Mm.
I mean, didn't they indict the executives over at Enron for just that? Oh, but that's right. When it's wealthy politicians and multinational corporations that lose money, it's swift action, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just thinking about it. $730,000 negative balance.
That doesn't even make sense.
What was he doing?
Because you have to ask, okay, one, where did he get the collateral? Like, what collateral was even put up for him to even buy into a package like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are they moving stuff around like Legos or something? Like, and that tells you how much money people were making off of this pandemic, right? For him to go $730,000 in the red, right? For him to go $730,000 in the red, he had to be up at one time, right?
Well, what it means is that this is the reason why I don't play the stock market anymore, because a broker or even a brokerage firm could basically tell you anything, and they'll tell you, "Oh, this is a phenomenal investment," despite the fact they ain't got no fucking evidence of it ever being that. But they can fluff up the books to make it look like that.
Oh yeah.
Which is likely what they did. They probably, gave them that deal, like, oh yeah, you don't have to put anything in right now. You join our website and you subscribe to a package, it'll be free, right?
You know that word free.
It's
that
free.
Word free.
Right? It's free to get in, and they probably gave them like a three months of free counsel and all of that shit, right?
Yeah.
All digital counsel. It's not direct face-to-face counsel, so you can look the piece of shit in the eye. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then bam, hit you with a $750,000 bill, basically.
Hit you with it. And it's crazy because, and that's like the difference, you know what I'm saying? And this is the one thing I love about being a black person, and I love about just being black. I ain't got it. Okay. Right? Like Char says it all the time. Defer, right? I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Black people, black people don't jump out no windows, or we don't. It's just something we don't do when it comes to like finances. To that,
killing ourselves over. Look, we're not killing ourselves over no motherfucking money. When a nigga broke, that nigga he takes a long ass nap. I'll just go ahead and rest this thing off. Like you're losing some money at the casino, right? Like that. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and take a nap. That's what's gonna heal me.
Right? Yeah.
White folk, it's the end of the fucking world.
Just I'm gonna kill everybody in the room, right? I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill everybody in the room. I lost my job. Like I'll
say this: if he for instance, went on a mass shooting spree at Robin Hood, stock brokerage, I'd probably give him a pass. Because then I'd be like, well, what did those guys over at Robin Hood do? The same way they do black folk. Well, what did they do to deserve to get mass shot?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what did they do? Now, Now here's another one, right? Now since we had something dreary and is not fun, what I like to do now is let's have another Who Mans is this segment, right? Um, I like to give it up for this brother right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure we all can hear this. So here we go. Hope y'all
got you on recording now. You told me to go back to Oakland, right? Let me tell you, your dusty, dirty, dingy mannequin built. When you leave your house, you old stanky ass.
Can y'all hear it?
Okay, it's a little low.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it back.
I got you on recording now. You told me to go back to Oakland, right? Let me tell you, your dusty, dirty, dingy mannequin built ass something. You don't tell me where the fuck to go. When you leave your house, you old stanky ass lady, you are in the world. So you don't tell me to go back to Oakland. You take your wrinkled pussy ass to Oakland. Get your funky ass to Oakland. You got a whole COVID-19 fit on with your dusty ass. You the reason why this shit is here. But you got hella senior citizen spit on your motherfucking sweater telling somebody to go to Oakland. Huh? Talking for a minute.
Can y'all hear it?
Yep.
All right.
Huh? Can you control your mouth for You need to control your ass because it stinks. You need to go get in a wheelchair. Get your old funky ass somebody here telling somebody to go back home. You're an Alex. Okay, I act like you're 80-something years old. Your age don't matter. It seems like you're racist because you see me riding by and you tell a black person to go back to Oakland. So it's black people in Oakland, right? Ain't no black people in Alameda? There's more white people who live in Oakland. All right, okay, well, get your dusty, wrinkled bag, trash face having ass up out of here then. Don't tell no black person to go back to Oakland. You can't tell me where to go, all right? I'm fucking grown. I got.
Oh my god. Oh god. Cerulean.
Oh yes.
Yes, that was that. Did everybody enjoy that? Did everybody enjoy that? Man, he roasted her. You know what? And this is for all the Karens out there. Not all black people just going to record you. This is the proper response that's going to happen to you when you mess with black folk. See, the black folk that you usually messing with, those are African Americans. This was a nigga.
See, and that's the danger of cooning, right? Because white folks are so used to the Jesse Lee Petersons, the Larry Elders, the Brandon Tatums, the ABLs, the Candace Owens, who will eat whatever shit that plops out of their ass. And that's the problem with cooning, to where it's emboldened these parasites to think that they could go around talking to black folk any kind of way.
Exactly.
That actually puts us all in danger too.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now I'm gonna show one more, and this is where we got to be better, folk. Right? We got to be better, folk. Because these are black folk, but these are black folk holding another young person accountable for what they did. Now this is a part of the Who Mans is this segment. I'm an equal opportunist. I'm an equal opportunist. No audio needs to be shown. Just watch the video. Hold on, let me extend this a little bit. Nope, that's all it's been. Okay.
Stop that shit, man. Damn. Get your ass on, boy. Stop that shit, man. Damn.
Now, which y'all probably asking, what's going on? All right, so I'm going to pause this right here, right? Now, if you look at this, what was actually happening was This brother here, he's a bus driver. Okay, he's a bus driver, and we all saw. Remember that one when we saw the one where you going to jail now, right?
Yeah.
And okay, this happens. This happens, and they're in the city, and this happened. Just happened just recently, and the police, whatever. So the bus pulled over. He called for assistance. No one showed up. So this, I guess the young man didn't want to lead a bus or what have you. And what happened was, his partner came up and corrected him.
Stop that shit, man.
Now,
Stop that shit, man.
now, this is when he knew he messed up. Now, I just like to say, look at that form. Cerulean, do you have any insight on this form?
Yeah, you see it because it's not on this. I can't see the form.
Oh, you can't see the form?
The video's not on screen.
Oh, for you? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see. No, everybody can see it. You can't see it? Oh, shit. But the video is the form. You gotta see the forms. Really, it's something to behold. Now, I'm not usually one, when it comes to our people to show us doing some stupid stuff, but this need to be shown because this is them holding this man accountable. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't kill him, he didn't shoot him, and he didn't choke him out. But that man is incapacitated right now. He's really thinking about his life. Right?
Well, I heard the hit. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's bananas. Right? So, so this is, that kills the who mans is this segment for the day. But what the reason why I brought that up, because I don't bring things up without a doubt, is if the police would have shown up, what would have been the likelihood of that young black man, even though he was wrong, getting out of that altercation with his life?
Well, slim to none.
Okay, we lost Cerulean. Hold on, I think we lost Cerulean. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if he comes back. I think he dropped a little bit. But yeah, it slim to none. And what that showed us is that we can police ourselves to a certain degree. Yes, Neek, that was a hawk slam. And this is I'm going to wait for Cerulean to come back. He dropped off. I think what happened. But just to let everybody know is like we can police ourselves, and we need to police ourselves, and we need to get into our communities and keep our communities safe. We need to stop with this rugged individualism and stop looking down. The reason why we have gangs, the reason why we have certain things is because they don't have a code and they don't have anybody. Yeah, what I'm saying? He got rock bottomed. But these young men need direction. And we all as men, we need to step up and do something. We all need to
Oh, there we go.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, you got the cave gotcha. I guess the slam was so hard it disconnected you. But yeah, I was saying like the brother, like, what I was saying with that is, and the reason why I wanted to show that is that showed that we can police ourselves. You know, where we actually have to get into our communities and actually go out and police ourselves and keep law and order ourselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you trust it to a foreign group of people, you can't have the expectation that they're going to treat you with the humanity or dignity that you would. I mean, because you heard that you know, I think that was his back cracking, but it's a very dignified slam. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't get up there. He didn't keep beating on him. You know, he didn't do a lot. But he handled the situation post haste, and he backed out of there. And they went on about their business. It was over. It was over.
Actually, yeah, I'm having some connectivity issues. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Well,
Getting the thing from StreamYard.
oh, you get the connectivity issues. But well, you know what? You know what the good thing is? You know what, Cerulean? You know what the great thing is? The great thing is that we're 4 minutes away from our 90-minute mark. And usually we end the show even at 90 minutes. So what I would like to do is give you any final words that you would like to say. And then I'll give my final words and we are up out of here. And we'll see y'all on the other side. So
as always, it's been a pleasure. Gratitude for having me. Expect some pre-recorded content coming this week. We will commence with movie night yet again on Thursday. We missed it last week, but there was a sea of pillows. And it is Sunday. So the poll is still up for the 3 movies: Rocky, Mr. Mom, and I couldn't find the endangered list.
Oh, you couldn't find an endangered list?
Yeah,
well, you know what? Since we got people here, what in the chat? Write a suggestion in the chat. While Cerulean's here, as the third movie for the poll. See, the power to the people.
Oh
yeah. So if everybody's in the chat, y'all type in what y'all think the third movie should be. Neek, it's on YouTube. Oh, you said Neek said it's on YouTube. The movie you was looking for, Cerulean?
The endangered list. If she has a link,
yeah,
I see little clip. I see little clips of it, but not the show in totality.
Oh, okay. Well, if anything, in the Bat Cave or right now, if anybody wants to, put a third movie into the poll, into the queue, so we can vote on it on Cerulean's community tab. Yeah, the link to all the channels and everything like that is in the description. Gray Regime, and so forth. From my Moz from the Ebony Star Network, go ahead and drop your links in there. Char, also drop your link in the chat. And tomorrow is on the beat, also with JustaskChar and DJMuziq. And Cerulean, what time are you going to be dropping your pre-recorded content tomorrow?
Not sure, but the concept that I'm going to be going with is cooning is a contagious disease.
Ooh, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. Sharja put in, I'm going to get you, sucker.
Ah,
Man,
That's a good one. That's a
that's
good
a
one.
good one. That's a good one. That's a great one. Yeah, everybody's with Chandra. Uh-oh. 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 So, oh yeah, final words there, final thoughts there, Cerulean. Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go right ahead.
But yeah, be on the lookout. We have the Stingley Shar tomorrow, right? The Stingley Shar and our Supreme Elder DJMuziq tomorrow, and TGIF with JustaskChar, and Saturday morning chop up with our esteemed DJMuziq, and then coming back Saturday night with Ladies Night over there in the esteemed Ebony Star Network.
Okay.
Salute to the nation. Do not yield. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and be great.
Yep.
Long live the Black nobility.
Ebon Noblesse, and to everybody else, thank you for joining us. This is the session, episode 1, current events. We'll probably do this twice a month just to sit back, nothing too formal as a show and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And crowd participation is always available. Thank you, Neek. Yeah, see, everybody wants. I'm going to get you, sucker. See, Cerulean, look what you done started, right? So, please go to the community tab, vote for what you want to see for movie night, and thank you all, and have a great evening and a great night. Salute to the nation.